Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another broadcast of The Weekly with me, Neff. Please subscribe to the channel and share this video with a couple of friends and colleagues. Helps out a lot, and I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscriptions. I have some news regarding Fantastic Four First Steps, and we're not necessarily talking about the news about the test screenings. I'm going to get to that, and I'm going to try to keep it very spoiler-free. What I wanted to talk about is the fact that we're having some leaks from these test screenings and how it could affect the movie, but let's jump into it. So the tagline that I have here states, "The Fantastic Four First Steps post-credits scene has leaked online following recent test screenings." Now, as we know, it's almost impossible to keep people quiet with these things, and we've also heard rumors, and I didn't speak on them, the rumor was that they were actually reshooting the end of the film entirely because of leaks. Basically, they had figured out what was going to happen at the end of the film. Also, I know Thunderbolts showed some things in their post-credit scene, which I didn't think was actually a good idea, but you know, if you're thinking outside of the box, you can understand that they're actually showing you what happens at the end of Fantastic Four. So I didn't watch Thunderbolts, but I know they did allude to something like that, and so I thought maybe they were giving away too much there. Also, you do have the spaceship from Fantastic Four at the end of Thunderbolts there. So once again, that's Marvel doing what they do. They have the post-credit scene trying to lead you into the next film and get you excited for that, but that's a little different than what I'm talking about. As far as the leaks go at the post-credit scenes, yeah, it's just a post-credit scene. I think it would be a post-credit scene that leads into something that has to do with Doomsday, obviously. Now with the Doomsday pushback, it kind of changes things for Marvel. Really what you had was Fantastic Four in front of Doomsday, so it would make a lot of sense to try to have that direct connection. You have Thunderbolts, which connects with the Fantastic Four, presumably, right? And then you have the Fantastic Four, which is going to be the big film of the summer for Marvel. Really, this is like their Deadpool and Wolverine, if I had to, I guess, compare it to any other film with this much, I guess, anticipation and pressure to get you excited for what is to come in this new phase of the MCU that they're building up. But plans did change when we got that pushback, because instead of getting Doomsday right after Fantastic Four, now you're going to be getting Spider-Man Brand New Day. And when you look at the optics of the pushback on Doomsday and Secret Wars, it's not good, but I think Marvel is going to utilize Spider-Man to be the cinematic mechanism that gets you excited for Doomsday and Secret Wars. But back to the original point, I haven't heard anything about these leaks as far as seeing information. Like I said, I'm trying to dodge all these spoilers. I've been seeing a lot of articles about Fantastic Four releasing, about Superman as well, because I believe Superman had its last test screening, and we talked about that a couple days back. Haven't heard too much negative about Superman, to be honest. More positive, because they did cut down that runtime, and I think they did cut some scenes out that were just kind of lingering around, adding to the runtime of the film. They don't really help the film at all, so they cut those back, and from what I heard, for the most part, everything is good. But as far as Fantastic Four goes, not only do you have them reshooting apparently the end of this film, because that leaked, and or they weren't confident in the end of the film, but now you have these leaks about post-credit scenes, and what that does is it really just kills hype for anybody that's excited to see it for the first time. Now, people have the choice and free will to try to dodge these spoilers, and I think everybody should dodge these spoilers, especially if they want to see the film for the first time, not knowing anything. But there's a lot of people that just kind of want to know about the spoilers, and maybe it doesn't affect them. I'm one of those people that I don't want to hear anything about spoilers or really see much about spoilers, because I want to enjoy the film in its entirety. If I already know what's going to happen, it kind of takes away from that experience. And with as many trailers as they release, they're taking away from the experience as it is. We've talked about that multiple times. In your modern day cinema, you're getting at least, I want to say, 6 trailers. Now, are they going to be titled trailers? Not necessarily, but it's 6 pieces of content that you could designate as a trailer for the film, amongst other things. On the other end, you've had Pedro Pascal saying some things that people don't care for much. He's going to be the lead in this film. Really, I think Vanessa Kirby is the lead, and Pedro Pascal is going to be on the side there playing support, but he is Reed Richards. You know, there's a lot of people that don't like the fact that he's Reed Richards, so when you kind of stoke the fires with comments that people don't care for, that doesn't help as well. It's kind of like the Rachel Zegler situation in Snow White. Now, I do think Fantastic Four is going to do way better than Snow White, and I think Fantastic Four is going to be a successful film. It's going to be a film that I'm going to be watching, but I know there are a lot of people that have negative thoughts about this film and or don't care about these characters as much, so you want to go into the opening weekend as strong as possible, keep it very clean. You don't want to have any controversy. That's one thing that DC is doing well. Not a lot of controversy from the cast with Superman. Everybody's all smiles. They're talking about the film. They're keeping it strictly about the film. I'd say the most controversy surrounding this film is James Gunn. And even he hasn't been saying anything too crazy, so I think DC is winning on that front. But like I said, all of these leaks, no one seems to like Shia LaBeouf. I've heard people complaining about Galactus, Ralph Ineson's Galactus. I think Galactus looks fine. I don't have a problem with Shia LaBeouf's design, but these are low-hanging pieces of fruit that people like to pick at. And then when you add all the other things to it, like the leaks, right, them having to do reshoots, Pedro saying things, it just does not help the perspective and the perception of the film leading into the release. As I said, I'm going to watch Fantastic Four and I'm excited for it, but it's going to be very interesting to see how things play out from this discussion we're having until the release of the film on July 25th, 2025. I did my video breakdown and really a think piece on Superman vs. Fantastic Four and basically all the stats and analytics leading up to the release of these films. A very good video. You should watch that. I'll probably link it to this video. I'm going to be doing Superman and Jurassic World soon as well. I think that's going to be very interesting. And those films are in very much close proximity of each other and two different genres. So I think, once again, another big 2 weeks for cinema there leading into the Fantastic Four first steps. A lot more to talk about with Fantastic Four. Hopefully it's more positive, but we will just have to see. Ladies and gents, let me know what you think about this topic down in the comments. What do you think about all these leaks? Have you heard about any of these leaks or reshoots or even some of the comments regarding this film and the direction it's going in? I want to know what you think about it. I also want to know if you're going to be watching this film at the end of July. I'll be watching it. I want to know if you guys are going to watch it. Subscribe to the channel if you have not. Share this video with a couple of friends and colleagues. Let them know to subscribe as well. We want to hit 1,000 subscriptions, and every subscription helps us out. Ring the bell for notifications and be safe. It's Neff signing off.